Hey guys, Ant here from Muff Squad. Back at it here with another video from a new 2010 tournament we had going on our Discord, our old format Discord. Here I'm playing on the left, and on our right we have Dexter. He's playing Arceus Toolbox, and I'm playing Glaceon Level X. So I'll post another video. Actually, you can find the list. I'll tag the Twitter. My friend James has a Twitter where he has a bunch of deck lists from the 2010 era. So if you go on his Twitter, you'll be able to find the deck that I'm playing in this match. It's a very strong, annoying deck to deal with. It shuts off my opponent's Poke powers, well I try to at least, and control their top deck, so they just you kind of just get a control of their game and the board. So it's annoying deck, but yeah, so that's what I'm playing. And Dexter here, I've actually never even played against this deck. This was the first time I've seen and played against Dexter's Arceus deck. It's a really cool deck, and it's, even playing against it, there's a lot to know because there's so many different attackers and options that the deck has, so you have to just kind of pay attention here. So we're gonna go ahead and set up here on the left. I believe I get a mulligan. Oh, no, I do start. I believe I go first. Oh no, we haven't even rolled yet. It's a 2010 format. You have to set up and then roll. So I'm asking Dexter, what does he want to go? Alright, so I end up going first. I flip over a Spiritomb. Dexter's gonna go ahead and flip over the Dark Arceus. And the Dark Arceus has a dark and a colorless attack. It says if you have more prize cards left than your opponent, this attack does 60 more damage. So it does 80 if you're behind on prizes. So oh, Dexter realizes he is going first, so he can't play any trainer support. So he's going to bench the Lightning Arceus, attach a Dark to the active, and then I believe he's just going to pass. Yeah, I think he just passes here. Not much he can do. He can't play any trainers. He can't attack as of now. So this again, this Arceus deck has a lot of different Arceus and different typing, so there's a lot of attack. You'll see. I'll try to keep up with the Arceuses that he has, but so he currently has a Lightning one and the Arceus, the Dark one, active. So on my turn, I'm gonna go ahead and play Roseanne's. I get to search my deck for 2 basic Pokemon. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Eevee and Baltoy. I do have Spiritomb active, so that's good. I'm going to be able to start getting my evolutions into play and evolving my basics into their evolution. So I know I have a Clay Doll in my hand, so I'm probably going to use Darkness Grace, which puts a damage counter on at my active Spiritomb and searches my deck and evolves one of my Pokemon on my bench. So I'm going to go ahead probably and just evolve my Eevee into a Glaceon. So I do attach a double colorless energy to the Eevee, and I do use Darkness Grace here. I'm going to go ahead and put the counter. You're supposed to put the counter after you evolve, but I knew that I have a Glaceon in deck. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve that into Glaceon. And now the Glaceon is a really cool card. So it has a Poke Body where as long as the Glaceon is active, all my Pokemon take 10 less damage from my opponent's attacks. And for a water colorless, it does Ice Blade, where I snipe 30 anywhere to my opponent's board. And for a colorless, double colorless and a water energy, it does Ice Bind for 50 damage. If my opponent does not discard a card from their hand, they're paralyzed. So it kind of puts pressure where if they don't feel like discarding their card from their hand, they're just paralyzed. So the combo is to go Judge, hopefully judge them into a bad hand, or a good hand where they have to save their hand and they can afford to discard it, and then they just paralyze. So I just lock them. So you'll see in conjunction with the level X that shuts off their Pokemon powers. It's a very punishing card. Really cool card. So Dexter's going to go ahead and play a Pokemon Collector now that he's able to on his second turn. He's going to grab 3 Arceuses. He's going to grab the colorless one, the fire one, and the water one, I believe. So at this point, I'm just like, dude, what the hell do all these cards do? Like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, what is the strategy behind this deck. Again, I've never played against it. I don't know. I really don't even know what to expect. So the level X, Arceus level X, is a pretty insane card. What that does is when you level up, it has 2 Poke bodies, and the first body says that the level X typing is the previous type. So for example, if he was to level up this active dark Arceus, the level X would be a dark type as well. But the second body says that you can use any Arceus attack in play, like you could use any attacks of any Arceus you have in play. So technically, you also have to have the necessary energy to attack. So you could technically use any of your other Arceus' attacks in play. So what he's going to do is he levels up to this Arceus. So now he's technically able to use any of his Arceus' attacks. So what he wants to do is go ahead and use the colorless attack, which is on his bench, and use the free attack Ripple Swell. Now Ripple Swell says, I believe, if you have 5 Arceuses in play, you can search your deck for 6 energies, I believe, and put them on your board any way you like. So very good card. Oh, you have to have 6 you have to have 6 Arceuses in play, and you get to search your deck for 6 basic energies and put them any way you like. So he would need 1 more Arceus in order to use Ripple Swell here. So I wonder if he does have it in play. I mean, does he have it in his hand? I don't think he does. So he's going to go ahead and attach a DCE to the fire Arceus. Oh, okay. He does have the 6th Arceus. So he benches a psychic one. And now he's going to go ahead and use Ripple Swell. He's going to search his deck for 6 basic energies. And he gets to put them on his Pokemon in any way he likes. So very good acceleration, very good attack. He's just setting up his pieces. These Arceuses have a whole variety of attacks. One of them has a snipe option. The fire one has a heavy damage where it does 80, but you possibly discard your energies. So a lot of good options here. But you set up with this Ripple Swell attack, you flood energies onto your board, and he's gonna go ahead and place a basic energy on all of his other Arceuses and just pass and end his turn. I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. I'm going to attach a water to my Glaceon on the bench. I'm going to evolve to Claydol. I'm going to go ahead and play a BB Search, put back a card. I get to find any Pokemon in my deck and show it to my opponent. Probably going for another Eevee here. Just start setting up multiple Glaceons. And yeah, so I'm setting up here as well, so I'm most likely going to just do another Darkness Grace, probably evolve that Eevee into another Glaceon. I'm going to use Claydol's Cosmic Power, put 2 cards back in to draw some cards up till I have 6 in my hand. And I'm going to just use Darkness Grace and probably just grab another, well, I can only grab another Glaceon here. So putting my Active Spirit to him at 2 damage counters and evolving my Eevee. Now Dexter's gonna go ahead and draw for turn here, and now this is where the fun starts. So now he's able to use like a multitude of attacks. So he could technically use the active darks attack, which that does 20 as of now, or he could use if he could find another energy, he could use the fire type's attack. So he does play a Roseanne's Research now. He's just going to look for 2 energies. He's going to look for a water and a fire energy. So I could see him, I mean, he probably won't use the fire attack, because the fire attack says It's for a fire colorless 80, but you flip a coin. If tails, you have to discard 2 cards. So he's gonna attach a water to the active, and he's just gonna just use fast wave here, which fast wave is a water and a colorless, and it does 50 damage, and it goes through any effects of my active Pokemon. So the 50 damage will knock out the Spiritomb here. Gonna use fast wave and just take out the Spiritomb and go down to 5 prizes. And I'm gonna go ahead, probably promote my Glaceon that is ready to go, that has a water and a double colorless on him. I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. So if I could level up, I could get my Glaceon level X. I'm gonna attach a water to my bench Glaceon. I'm gonna BBs. I'm most likely gonna grab the level up here. Now the level X says, as long as he's active, my opponent can't use any Pokemon powers. It's a really punishing card because it'll shut off like Uxies and Claydolls and whatnot, and like Garchomps and Bright Looks from Luxchomps. But this Arceus deck actually has no Pokemon powers whatsoever, so this is kind of irrelevant. The extra HP boost is good, and Avalanche could be good for the extra damage output, but as far as my bodies go, it's not affecting me in any way. So I do level up here. I'm gonna go ahead and use Ice Bind here. So Ice Bind again will do 50 damage, and if Dexter does not want to discard a card, he's paralyzed. But he's gonna go ahead and just discard a Great Ball, and I do 50 damage, and then he just draws for turn here. So this is where things start getting interesting. And now this is where like I was kind of wondering, like, okay, what attacks is Dexter going to start using here? So the strong attacks are the fire type and the colorless type. So the fire type again does 80 damage. You flip a coin, and if tails, you discard 2 energies. So 80 damage is just good damage output. And the colorless one, for a triple colorless, you can snipe 80 anywhere on your opponent's board, but you send all the energies attached to the Arceus to the lost zone. So there is a drawback. You'd lose those energies for the rest of the game. So very interesting attacks. But Dexter's going to go ahead and just play Collector, thin out his deck. He's going to draw into 3 more Arceuses into his hand just to get him out of the deck so he doesn't top deck them. And most likely we'll be seeing the 80 attack from the fire type, which the Bright Flame for 80, it'll do 70 damage due to the Glaceon's Frostwind Pokebody. Since he is active, all my Pokemon take 10 less damage, so it would do 70, but it's a nice chunk out of this 100 HP Glaceon. And you know, he just trying to chip away at it and just take away my attackers. So I'm pretty sure he goes for the Bright Flame here. If not, he could hit me with the water type for 50. He can attack with the electric attack. He could only attack with the dark one, which currently only does 20 damage, 50. So his options are 20 damage, 50 damage, or 80 damage. Well, technically 10, 40, and 70 because of my Pokebody. So he's going to go ahead and go for Bright Flame. He's going to flip a coin. He gets head, so he does not discard 2 energy cards. I go to 70 damage because of my Pokebody. And I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. So I most likely will just go for another Ice Bind here. It's the only option I have. I have another Glaceon on my bench ready to go now. I attach a DC to that. I do play a Slowking in this deck. Now Slowking is a very interesting card. It's kind of like Chip Axe, where every turn I could look at either player's top 3, but I could only pick one and rearrange their top deck. So when I have like a lock, when I get the lock going, I just want to control my opponent's top deck and just make sure that they're constantly drawing into a dead card while their Pokemon powers are shut off. So very punishing card. But I do evolve into, I do attach a DC. I'm going to go ahead and play Roseanne. I'm most likely going to grab the Slow Bro here, or the Slowpoke, excuse me, here. And I grab an Eevee, and yeah, I got the Slowpoke and the Eevee. So those will be hitting my bench. Just getting a third attacker online as well. since this one, I'm going to go ahead and use double Poke Healer. Now, Poke Healer says if you have if you play 2 of those from your hand, you could heal 80 damage from your active Pokemon. So very good card. So now I just wiped away the 80 damage. I'm going to go ahead and play Broken Time Space. I evolved that Eevee I just benched because of Broken Time Space into my 3rd Glaceon. And I'm going to go ahead and just use Ice Spine for 50, putting this Arceus at 100 damage. And yeah, putting it at 100 damage, and then he's going to go ahead and discard a Lightning Arceus. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn. So this active level X has 20 HP remaining. And you need to go ahead and start setting up some backup attackers. He's going to put a fire on the colorless Arceus on his bench. So most likely Dexter's going to use the same attack again, the Bright Flame for 70 damage, which he does. He's going to go ahead and use Bright Flame. He flips a Tails, so he's going to have to discard 2 energy cards. He does put 70 damage on my active, so he's going to go ahead and discard the Fire and Water off of the active. So that's fine, because he's just assuming that this thing was going to get knocked out anyway, so it doesn't really affect him to lose energies, because this thing's dead going into my turn after an attack. I'm going to go ahead and play BBs. I do get the Slowking online. I'll put the Slowking on the screen here to show you exactly what it does. So the Slowking has Second Sight, and again, it will, you could target either your top 3 or your opponent's top 3 and just rearrange them in any way you like. So you're not, technically, if you're playing in real life, you're not supposed to let your opponent see the top 3, but since it's a webcam, it's kind of difficult to pull that off. So I use Second Sight. I asked Dexter to reveal the top 3. We rearranged them in that order, giving him the Great Ball on top, because Great Ball's kind of useless. It says start your deck for a basic and put it onto your bench, but his bench is full, so dead card. And I'm gonna go ahead and just use the Ice Bind attack here. And he just takes the paralysis, doesn't discard a card since he dies anyway. You just take the paralysis, obviously, don't discard a card. So the level X is dead here. We're both at 5 prizes now. He's going to go ahead and promote this fire one that has a fire and DCE ready to go, ready to attack. So the Bright Flame will take a KO here on my active Glaceon. He does level the new one up, boosting it up to 120 HP. So we most likely will be seeing a Bright Flame here for the knockout. Actually, my active Glaceon has 30 HP remaining. He has to hit for, yeah. So he has to use a Bright Flame here because he doesn't have a water to use the water attack right now. So I just wonder what he's gonna do, if he's gonna play any other cards this turn or trainer card. He is going to attach another fire to this active level X. So the level X is currently a fire type due to its first body. So this active level X is a fire type, and he's gonna go ahead and use Bright Flame for the knockout, because that's the only attack he could use as of right now. He gets ahead, so he doesn't discard. Very lucky on his part, and he's gonna go to 4 prizes. And I'm at 5 still, so I'm most likely going to promote my second Glaceon here. And I'm going to draw for turn. And I wonder if I could somehow get the level X back here. So I bench another Eevee, just getting trying to stream these attackers here. Set up another Glaceon or an Espeon. And Espeon from Majestic Dawn says has a Pokemon body where it gives all your evolutions extra 20 HP. So it's a very good card. It makes my guys a little more tankier. So I do attach an Expert Belt to my active Glaceon, which now currently has 100 HP because it has 80, and then the Expert Belt gives it a plus 20. And I'm going to go ahead and play Judge as well, shuffling both of our hands, and we're both going to draw 4. So this is where I try to start the lock. So he's obviously going to want to discard a card from his hand and not take the paralysis. So I just start chipping away at his hand, and I'm also going to use, I could use Second Sight here to rearrange his top three and to, you know, make him draw dead cards, and also try slowly chipping away at his hand. So I go ahead and play Cosmic Power here, put some cards back in, see some cards, possibly trying to look for a way to get the level X back from my discard so I can level up. Now there's two ways of doing that. I could Night Maintenance it from my discard pile back into my deck and then somehow find a search card to find it out. Or I could play a Premier Ball, which targets your deck or discard pile for a level X Pokemon, and you put it to your hand. So I do play a Pokecom, and I get the Espeon out. So that, like I mentioned before, the Espeon has a Pokebody where it gives all my evolutions plus 20 HP. So currently my active Glaceon has 80, but it'll have 100 and then plus 20 from the extra belt. The Glaceon currently has 120 HP right now. So even without level upping here, it's really good because it just gives you an extra boost. So I'm at 120 right now, and I do use Ice Bind here, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit for 70 because due to the expert belt, Ice Bind will do 70. So he did opt to discard the card, and he's gonna go ahead and use. I'm not sure what he did here. What's he doing here? Is he using Bright Flame? Oh, so this was a mistake. That's right. He's attempting to use the colorless Arceus's attack, which is the Sky Spear, where you lost zone all the energies attached and snipe for 80. But we actually had the judge ruling. Our friend James was actually watching the game as well, and he reminded us that it's not a knockout because since Glaceon's Poke is active and his Frostwind body comes into effect, all my Pokemon take 10 less damage. So technically Sky Spear would only do 70 to the Claydol, so it's not a knockout. So this was easily reversible. He just puts back the prize. You know, Dexter's a good guy. He's not gonna put back a different card into his prizes. So yeah, there he goes. He's showing me that he grabbed the Night Maintenance out of his prizes. He puts it back there. He's gonna put back the energy from his lost one to the active. I bring back the Claydol, and he's just gonna do a different route. So yeah, there was a little hiccup there. I actually missed that myself. I thought the Frostwind just was 10 damage less than my active Pokemon, but it's to all my Pokemon. So this is really good Pokebody. So he does use Bright Flame. He flips the heads. He's gonna keep the energies and do 70 damage to my active. So Dexter's in really good shape. I do take the knockout here with an Ice Bind, and I will go to 4 prizes. But again, my active belted Glaceon is now in big danger of getting knocked out by any attack pretty much from my opponent, and giving my opponent 2 prizes because of the expert belt. So I'm gonna go ahead and play use Cosmic Power from Claydol, put some cards back in, see some cards. So I do have a Glaceon ready to go on my bench as well, and I did forget to Second Sight my last turn after the judge. So you know, Second Sight is really good when you remember to use it. So I forgot to use it so many times in this match because like I'm kind of new to this deck as well. But yeah, I do the Second Sight here. I'm gonna rearrange his board here. So I probably leave the cards in this order because I'll give him the basic. It doesn't really do anything as well. So I did leave the cards in that order. So he's gonna top deck the Dark Arceus. I'm gonna use a Roseanne here. Grab a Ball Toy and a Water Energy. I'll probably bench the Ball Toy because I don't think as of now I have any more EVs in my deck because there's 1 in the discard and 3 in play. So I do bench the Ball Toy. And I'm going to go ahead and probably just use Ice Bind for the knockout. He's going to take the Paralysis because he's knocked out, so he doesn't have to discard the card from his hand. I go to 4 prizes here. He's going to go ahead and promote the thinking about what to promote. He is going to promote the colorless one here, which has the Ripple Swell and Sky Spear. So if he could find a basic energy here and attach it, he could just Sky Spear the active, send the 3 energies to the Lost Zone, but he does take 2 prize cards, so pretty good trade there. Losing 3 energies, but taking 2 prizes, putting himself at 2 prizes after that knockout. So let's see if he has access to a basic energy in his hand. Not sure what card he just played there. It was off screen there, but probably be able to tell you after he grabs some cards from his deck. Maybe it was the Roseanne's. Maybe he's looking for some energies here. So he does, yeah, it is a Roseanne's. He's gonna go ahead and just grab a basic Pokemon and a basic Fire. Most likely we will be seeing that Fire energy being attached to the active, so he can use a Sky Spear for knockout. Again, he does have to send the 3 energies onto the active to the Lost Zone, so he will lose those 3 energies for the rest of the game, not being able to Night Maiden those back into the deck. But he has several basics already in the discard pile to Night Maiden, so I don't think losing energies for the rest of the game, or for finding energy for the rest of the game, will be an issue. Should have access still to several DCs as well. So he does bench that another colorless Arceus, and we probably will be seeing that Fire attachment to the active, and most likely we'll be seeing a Sky Spear targeting the active Pokemon, doing 70 damage, killing my Glaceon with the belt, giving him 2 prizes. So he does take the Sky Spear. That's his only option right now. Gonna send those to the Lost Zone, taking 2 prizes, going down to 2. I most likely will be promoting my bench Glaceon. Actually, he Sky Speared my bench Baltoy. Okay, he didn't take the knockout, so he's going to 3 prizes here. That's interesting. I'm not sure why he wouldn't. So I'm gonna play Premier Ball. I'm gonna level up my Glaceon. We're gonna get the level up, the Glaceon level X back up. So I do get an extra some HP back. So I currently have 120, 140. I have 70 HP. So he would have to Sky Spear me or use the Fire types attack, the Bright Flame, in order to take the knockout on this active now. So I do attach another water to my active level X. So I could possibly use Avalanche here. Avalanche will do 90, killing this active Arceus here, because it'll do Avalanche does 70 to active, and if I flip a coin ahead, it does 20 to all his bench Pokemon. So this I figured I take the knockout on the active here and possibly set up damage on his bench Pokemon. So we're both at 4 cards in hand after the judge. Probably gonna Cosmic Power to see some more cards. And let's see if I remember the second site. I use Slow King's second site to rearrange his top 3. Yeah, I do ask him to rearrange. So there's a beginning door and 2 level X's. So I definitely don't want him to get access to those level X's. But it's kind of pointless because the beginning door trainer card says to search your deck for an Arceus card. So like it's kind of pointless. He could just literally find those Arceus level X's anyway. So I do use Avalanche. I'm going to flip a coin. Falls off. I get Tail, so I don't do the extra damage on the bench. But I do take the knockout. We're both at 3 prizes. You know, his energies are dwindling now from that original Ripple Swell. So now I guess his options of damage, of output, are running low. Most likely couldn't find an energy off that judge. So wondering what options he has available now. He's just looking at his discard, I believe, going through what resources and what energies and what Pokemon he's already used in there. He should have a 5 card hand, top deck being that beginning door, so most likely we'll be seeing a deck search this turn as well for him to be able to find a Arceus card. So he's gonna go ahead and play Night Maintenance and grab two fire. The fire Arceus is back, and he's gonna use two beginning doors. And so he top decked one, and he must have had one in hand as well. Now beginning door, to search your deck for an Arceus and show it to your opponent. So he's gonna go ahead and play two of them, grab a fire, and grab the level X here as well. So the fire one is the main attack you want to be using. It's the one that does the most damage here. So we probably most likely will be seeing him bench that fire type Arceus onto his bench. He will be leveling up here to the Arceus. He's gonna use Ultimate Zone. Now Ultimate Zone is a very good card, and what that does is it's a stadium card that allows you to move energy cards attached to your bench Pokemon to your active Arceus. So he's moving all of those other energies, and he's gonna Bright Flame now. So he's gonna go ahead and use the fire type Bright Flame, using 80 damage. He flips heads. He doesn't lose the energy, so it does 70 to my active, taking 2 prizes. He goes down to 1 prize card now. So very huge play after that judge for him to being able to find those 2 beginning doors, the Ultimate Zone, and I mean that was a huge turn for him. It's gonna be hard coming back from this here. I still have to find 3 prize knockouts here. But he is. If there's one thing, he's running low, severely low on energies here. If he flipped the tails there, things could have been a little different, but unfortunately he didn't. I'm going to go ahead and attach a belt to this Glaceon, putting it at 120 damage. I don't have the level X here, so this Glaceon is just at 120 HP. I'm going to go ahead and play a Pokecom. Don't know what exactly I'm going to grab here. All my EVs. I'm just going to fail it. Just thinning out cards from my hand. I think I have a Night Maintenance. I'm going to play a Judge. So putting us both at 4 again. Trying to just possibly give him bad cards here. And control his top deck and giving him dead cards. So I haven't used Cosmic Power, so I will be seeing some additional cards from in my hand as well. I'm going to be able to put some cards back in the bottom of my deck to see some more cards. I'm going to play the Night Maintenance. Most likely going to be putting some EVs, Glaceons, and possibly an energy. I do grab the level X. Probably grab a water energy, and just thinking about what else I need here. I think I grab another water energy. I think I'm out of attackers for the rest of the game anyway, so I'd have to just kind of hope that this Glaceon could just take me to the finish line and get me my last 3 prizes. It's going to be tough considering that Dexter here has another guaranteed Bright Flame on this active for another turn. Hopefully he can flip a Tails and lose some energy so it slows him down a bit. But I do shuffle those back in. I think I had a Pokecom in hand. Or I still have a Cosmic Power, so I probably Cosmic, and I'm going to try finding the Glaceon level X again to level up here. Just getting the extra 20 HP buff as well. So I do play a Pokecom. Most likely will be getting the Glaceon level X here. And I do grab it. I do level it up. We're back online. So this Glaceon currently has 140 HP due to I still have the Espeon on my bench, giving the extra 20. So I do use Second Sight here. I'm going to control his top deck, so I definitely don't want to give him the Professor Oak's New Theory. So I give him I leave it in order. I figure I give him the Luxury Ball on top. I'm not worried about Luxury Ball right now. And most likely I'm going to just do an Ice Bind here for 70 damage. And he has to discard a card from his hand or paralyzed, but most likely he will be just discarding a card. So probably, yeah, I'm going to attach a DCE to this Claydol just for retreat purposes. And I used Ice Bind, 470 damage. And he's going to choose to discard a card from his hand, and he's just thinking about what he's going to dump here. and he's gonna discard a fire type Arceus. So he's gonna go ahead and take the 70 damage and then draw for turn here. So again, if he Bright Flames here and uses and gets a Tails and discards the 2 energies, I might have a shot in this game, but it's not looking so good for me right now. I need a lot to go my way. He's gonna go ahead and attach a fire to the water Arceus on his bench, and he's gonna go ahead and use Bright Flame for 70 damage. He gets a Tails, so that's a good thing. He's gonna lose two energies here, having a single energy now. Get to draw for turn. I do kill this Arceus level X here. I'm gonna go down to 2 prizes. So if he could somehow, so the only thing that kills me is a Bright Flame. Ultimate Zone is still in play because, oh no, I did bounce the Ultimate Zone. It's not in play anymore. I did play a BTS to bounce the Ultimate Zone. So I'm gonna attach a water to the active. Probably gonna use Avalanche here. Cosmic Power and put some cards back to see some cards. We'll be doing 90 to the active, and possibly if I flip aheads, I could do 20 to each of his bench Pokemon. So this is interesting now. The only thing that knocks me out again on his turn would be a Bright Flame, but the bench fire one has no energy. He would need to somehow find a DCE and an Ultimate Zone to move that energy. And then, yeah, so he's going to go ahead and promote the fire. He promotes the fire Arceus. He does find the Ultimate Zone. He's going to bounce my BTS. So now he just needs a DCE. He's going to play a Beginning Door, search his deck for an Arceus card. He finds the level X here. And can he find DCE? So this is where we messed up. I forgot the second sight on my turn again, and I gave him access to the Professor Oak's new theory. So now he's able to shuffle up and look for 6 cards. So that was a huge misplay on my part because, oh wait, no, maybe I did. Yeah, so see, he's drawing 6 cards here. I forgot to use second sight. I didn't move that Professor Oak's new theory out, so he does find a DCE. He's going to use Ultimate Zone to move it to the active, doing the Bright Flame for 80 damage, knocking out my active and taking his last final prize. That'll do it. I played really bad, a couple misplays, but again, the Arceus deck is really cool toolbox, a lot of options. Was definitely new. I'm new playing my deck, and I'm also new playing against the Arceus deck, so really fun match. But Dexter's going to go ahead going to 1-0, myself dropping to losers bracket to 0-1. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like the video, comment what you guys think, if you saw any other gameplays or any other moves I could have made. Or also, I'm going to be posting the Discord link to our old format server, so please join in and say what's up, man, and join in some old format games and just have some fun. It's a great group of guys, so I hope you guys join and look forward and see what we got in store. But thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.